Welcome to Hops News, the trusted source in beer culture news. Here's your host, Jay Brew.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Hops News. It's 2022, and we can say to hell with 2021. Man, what a rough ending to a year, huh? At least it was for me, and I think a few more people. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but good to be back. Hopefully on track for a great year of Hops News with some awesome content and some more interactions with our family. I will tell you the Secret Santa never disappoints. Always awesome event. I think, is this our second year in a row?
Yeah,
Second?
this was our second year that we did it, yep.
2 years in a row. Man, what a great event. I'll be honest with you. I'm already looking forward to the next one. It's always a good time, a great night. We spent, I think, over 2 hours with the Hops News family and those involved in the beer exchange. I will tell you, the only person that walked away disappointed was the person that got my box.
I don't know. I feel like whoever got my box should be pretty disappointed.
So everybody loved their box and felt like their box wasn't enough. So I think everybody except the person who got their box late was probably happy.
True.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, great as always. More beer than I'll drink in a week. More beer than I'll drink in 2 weeks, to be honest with you. But always a good time, especially here recently. It's been absolutely horrible. And there's Patrick in the chat there. Good to see you, Patrick. Appreciate your support. Yeah, good to be back on. Been an ass kicker of a couple of weeks for myself and my family, but I hope I can hold it together tonight and make it work. As long as I don't have to cough very hard, I should be good to go. But good to be back. Nice to see a new year, and here in Virginia Beach, the weather hasn't been too bad. Had a little bit of snow flurries the other day, but back home, kids were out of school for a little bit, and I think they've got some more weather headed back up there to the mountains of North Carolina. So Lakeland, I'm sure, enjoyed that and her time at the barn. But let's go check in on the rest of the crew. Let's go check in with Lauren down there in Orlando, Florida. Lauren, you got your snowsuits out and sleds yet, or what?
A little bit, yeah. I think it was in the 60s this morning, so I put on a sweater for a good measure. Actually, there was a video that went a little bit viral yesterday, I believe, of snow flurries somewhere in northern Florida. Which, I mean, even in northern Florida, that rarely happens. But some cops, they pulled over a guy at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it started flurrying, and they let the guy go. I guess in the spirit of snow. I don't know. But so we
Nice.
get snow flurries every now and then, but it never really sticks. We did have one year a neighbor. It had gotten below 32 degrees, so it was in the 20s, only in like the middle of the night. But a neighbor left their sprinkler on in their whole front yard. It was like icicle palm trees.
Oof.
Mm.
It was really pretty.
That's
Josh
cool.
took a picture. I wasn't up that early. But other than that, we have managed to stay healthy, but we also potentially had gotten exposed right before Christmas, so we went into hibernation, I think right around when everybody was getting COVID or getting sick or whatever the hell's going around. So we're healthy, but getting a little stir crazy at the same time. But Josh bought me 32 Calusa beers for Christmas, so I am drinking a Calusa Citronia Citra New England IPA, and it's
I feel like you should be
fantastic.
dressed like Harry Potter. I say that every time.
See, yeah, you think Harry Potter, and I think Citronius. So, yeah.
Expecto.
Josh, my man.
Yeah, he came through this year.
You want a new truck or something?
Yeah, right. Josh want a truck. I think I'd get a truck before he got a truck. No, he just, I don't know. We usually don't
Scooter
do
Gang's
gifts.
been out making a lot of money, so what can I say?
Maybe.
Crypto is good.
Scooter
Gang
gang.
is good.
They actually, I think, are out on the scooters now. Sometimes they ride the scooters around UCF on Wednesday nights.
Out there robbing college kids for those 32 beer money.
Well, when I opened it, he said, that's $150 worth of beer, just so you know. Hey, and he's helping me drink it. So he is also benefiting from all
The
this
burden
glorious
he
beer.
faces.
Nice. Yeah, it's got to be a
Yep.
tough one to drink all that good beer for sure.
So hard. Well, that fridge is looking a little empty now that it's missing that Mobcraft box.
Yeah, man, what an advent calendar. I'll be honest with you. That was a good time. That I've done a whiskey one before. That was the first beer one. I was impressed.
I'd never done anyone. It was fun. I mean, you never, obviously you didn't know what you were going to
Yeah.
get, but, some days, oh, you just got a Pilsner, and other days it's like a 12-ounce can of some barrel-aged something or other. So it's definitely fun.
Yeah. Give me something to look forward to in the afternoons when you get home from work for sure.
Oh, I thought you were drinking them at 10 in the morning, because that's when you were posting them.
No, there was just a couple of nights that I had to drink 6 or 7 of them just because of travel. So, yeah, I wasn't always drinking them.
I loved your scavenger hunt in the fridge every day. I was staring inside the fridge.
Yeah, that became a challenge about midway through. It's like, what the fuck else do I have in an apartment that I just moved into that I can put in the fridge? And there's not too many items out there, but yeah, it was fun. It was good. Like you, it was something to look forward to every day. Some days, Pilsners and lagers, obviously one of my favorite beers, but this time of the year to get those barrel-aged stouts was something special for sure. I think I got my money's worth.
Yeah, definitely.
It was good. All right, Hoppy, good seeing you. Good chatting with you. Good to have you on tonight. Let's go check in with Matt. I think it's probably a balmy 70, 80 degrees out there in Mountain Home, Idaho tonight. Matt, how's it going out in Idaho?
Bro, it's been snowing for a week straight now, actually. For the first time, I think, ever since I've lived here. They closed the base down yesterday, which never happens. We've gotten a couple of snow days. I haven't been to work. I've worked one day since the second week of December, because I've also been sick and on my deathbed, and I'm surprised it wasn't COVID because I've been coughing up a lung. I have been, man, it's been brutal. But yeah, I haven't hardly worked at all, and it's kind of nice. Now I have to go back tomorrow, and it's like we're done with the holidays now, so you gotta actually go back and do work and everything, which is kind of brutal. But yeah, it's just been snowing, man. I love this kind of weather. It's just perfect out there.
Nice.
But got a lot of cool things coming up though, so I'm excited about that. And we also haven't done this. I feel like I haven't seen you since last year.
Oh, jeez.
It definitely has that feeling. I keep waiting for you to stand up and do some sort of dance now that you're holding your microphone.
I know, I'm like some sort of peasant, so I had to order a new mic stand because my other one broke. So it's like, look at this behind the scenes. I'm like holding it here, and maybe I'll just walk around and pace when we do some news. I'm gonna get into the real action like newscasters do. Who knows? I don't know, but
Like on your green screen back there?
yeah, I'm gonna be like the people on the election night when they're sitting there and they're talking about all the things. Like, if you go here, then we go there. or maybe let's take you on a tour of my little dungeon area here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a good beer though tonight. That Advent calendar was pretty dope. I was pretty excited about that. I'm drinking a Toppling Goliath beer, Zealander. It's an IPA known for breathtaking views. New Zealand is also home to Nelson Sauvin hops, which create a delightfully earthy, floral, and crisp grapefruit flavor with aromas of citrus and mandarin oranges. And Zealander is a celebration of the land that grows such dynamic hops. It's pretty good. I think it's
Nice.
pretty solid. Haven't really drank much. I drank a ton of beers. My fridge is looking a little low. I drank a ton of beers over New Year's. Um, I have a PT test next week, so I'm not really drinking a whole lot at the moment, and I've been sick. So, but dry January is for bums. Just kidding. If you celebrate dry January, I thought about it, but now I was like, I'm too weak. So power to
Or
me, Jesus.
or those
Or
that
if you're eating
partake,
ass.
yeah, or those that
If you've
partake in
yes.
PBR's tradition.
But real quick, I just want to plug a couple things. Real quick is so Monday night, if you happen to be in the Boise area, I'm going to be at Pay It Brewing on behalf of Bottle Share, raising money for Bottle Share. So that's pretty exciting. And then next Saturday, you might have seen I brewed a beer with Woodland Empire. It's a stout, and it's gonna come out next Saturday at their 8th anniversary release party. So the beer that I brewed is coming out next Saturday. So it's pretty exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be a good time. I seen that post, I believe, by Bottle Share a little bit ago. Or
Yeah.
maybe John shared it. I think that's what it was, where I seen it on Facebook or something.
Putting some of my poster skills to use and creating some posters and things like that for the Bottle Share squad, trying to get us out there. It's exciting because first of all, get to work with them, all the good things that we're doing there, and it's also exciting because it's kind of like our introduction, Bottle Share's introduction into the Boise area, the Boise market, which
Yeah.
is something I've been really wanting to do. So 50% of beer sales in the tap room that night come back to Bottle Share, and so I'm excited to get that to Chris, and just always thankful for the journey he's brought me along on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's always good to see Chris out there doing good things. He's in the chat now. Chris, we appreciate you joining. Doing some awesome stuff out there in Boise. That's pretty cool to see it. You get that hooked up out there, Mash. You need to get on the payroll pretty soon.
Hey, you know what? I'm just happy to be here, but if Chris wants to lure me away from the military, I would not say no. My wife, on the other hand, would probably beat my ass. She
Yeah.
had something to say, but no, it's fun, and I can't wait to, it's crazy because I haven't even met Chris in person yet. So hopefully that 2022, one of my goals is to link up with Chris and Dustin, since it's the three of us doing some Bottle Share things, and we'll see where it goes.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm drinking one of the Bottle Share beers tonight.
Nice.
Hardywood's from Micah. And Micah
Trying
sent
to
me.
kill that infection, huh?
Yeah, I have to, man. It's been brutal. I don't know what's going on. If you guys see me just fall over at the desk, it's likely because I need to cough, and it's going to fucking bring me to my knees anyways. So just stay tuned. Yeah, it's been rough. It's my wife, just quick story real quick for those listening. I think I talked about it a little bit. We canceled plans for Thanksgiving because my wife was sick, and Christmas Eve I was knocked out. And I'll be honest with you, today is the first day that I'm not in bed before 6. So working remote, as is most of my team out here, because of all the illnesses and the COVIDs and shit like that's going around. But
Dude, it's insane lately. I feel like I know so many people that are now sick, and not even just with COVID. Like, is there a new COVID strain? Because I swear to God, I probably had it the past couple of weeks. But like, first
Is that
year and
what
a
it's
half, it's like I didn't know anybody, and now all of a sudden everybody has it, and it's just insane, dude.
yeah, man, I'm 100% with you. They tested us for everything: influenza, COVID, RSVs, all of that shit. All of it came back negative. But man, if this wasn't COVID, I'm not even wanting to fuck with that, because I've never been this sick in my life. My cousin has actually just got out of the hospital today after being in there about a week with COVID. So
Damn, well, I'm glad they're out now.
yeah, he's a lucky dude. Lucky dude. Definitely hey, pump all you can on the immunity stuff, the airbornes, the zincs, whatever it is that you're doing, because there's some shit going on out there. They don't even know it is. It's still knocking people out. But glad to be back. It'll take me a while to get on my feet 100% and get the energy back. But it's good to be back and good to talk a little. Good to talk a little beer and fuck 2021. To be honest with you, man, that was a hell of an ending.
That year was almost as bad
to the
as
year.
2020 was.
Yeah.
Because at least with 2020, we knew we weren't doing anything. With 21,
Right, we
it's
had
like,
no hope.
we had hopes in 2021, and they just got stomped out New Year's Eve.
Yeah. What does it start with? Yeah, let's kind of go down. I guess we could go that the new variant to COVID was kind of the newest thing, and then John Madden kicks the bucket. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's just a guy that you would expect is going to outlive you. It's like
He was
that
only
guy.
85 too, so he wasn't even that old in comparison to how old people live to these days.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He was only 85.
Oh, 85.
I mean, you want to talk about an icon in the football industry?
Oh.
That fucking guy, man. Just the game of Madden is. I can't imagine how much money that game alone, just the name of that game alone, has brought in. It's just ridiculous. And
They get my money every year, that's for sure.
yeah, yours and millions of other people. Every year that a new game is released, everybody's on it.
I'm still just as mad as I was the previous year, but here I am, still
Yeah.
jumping the my wife. He hears some cussing in the other room. She's like, "Oh, he's playing Madden."
Yeah. Everybody sucks just as bad, but they go out and drop the $100 on the newest version every year that it
Go
comes
there
out.
buying it just for the updated rosters.
Yeah. And not only that, but man, his commentating, like that's what I grew up watching, right? Like I think probably his early or his later years of coaching, I was probably young enough to realize that he was a coach and watch some of his games of him as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it was his commentating. Like that guy just connected with people on a whole nother level. And I think one thing else that kind of makes him a people's person of a stature of his is he rode a bus. Like he didn't fly anywhere. It was the
Oh, yeah,
Madden
he
wagon.
hated flying.
Yeah, it was the Madden bus or it was nothing. And ESPN done some features obviously on him after his passing and talked about some of the things that he would do just riding across the country. What do they call that? The flyover states,
Oh,
the
yeah,
states
yeah,
in the middle. And he would just get out at a diner and sit down with couples or families and talk to them for hours, just spending hours of talking to people on his breaks and his meals and that sort of thing. So it's just, a guy that you see and a guy that you hear of that's really bigger than life and comes to his own fate. And then you hear all these stories of him coming out that he was just a regular guy that really enjoyed life and football.
Yeah, he was a really good dude, and for a lot of us, especially kids like me, growing up in the '90s, when you first get introduced to football, like that was the voice of football. Like, if you turn on a game that was being broadcast, you heard John Madden's iconic voice, and yeah, it's very rare you get somebody who holds so much stature in anything that they're good at, let
Yeah.
alone like. Who's just actually a good dude, because most of the stories afterwards, like, oh, that person, this, that, or the other, but nobody has a single bad word to say about that man. And I mean, hell, he even coached the Raiders in the '70s, who were a nasty team. So like,
Yeah.
you would think that like even some of the players under him, you would think you'd hear some stories about him, but no. By all means, like he knew the right time to get out. He quit coaching at the right time. He quit commentating at the right time, and I guess it was the right time. He saw what 21 and 22 and all this was going to hold for us. And he was like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yep. And then you get Betty White.
I'm
Man,
not convinced that the Reaper wasn't coming for the Queen and just got his wrong old white ladies mixed up.
I heard a theory the queen's dead. Something about she's not gonna. I don't know at all. I don't follow the royal family at all, but my in-laws will keep me updated on it, even if I tell them. Well, mainly my father-in-law, even if I tell him not to. They said something like the Queen's not going to do any publicity for a little bit, and they think that she's actually dead, but they didn't want to interrupt something else. This is
She's
total
dead and Betty
conspiracy
White's
theory.
actually alive. Betty White just doesn't go on the internet, so she's gonna appear on her 100th birthday out of a cake on like A&E or whatever
Did
channel
you
they're
see
broadcasting
Time
it.
already had that cover? Like Betty White celebrates 100. Like too soon, man.
To be fair, she
Mm.
lived through a lot
They
of leap
jinxed her.
years, so that's extra days added on. So to me, she's 100 years old.
Huh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I first seen it, I'm like, man, this is another bullshit Betty White meme. Like
Yeah,
it,
I didn't
they're
believe
pranking
it at
us.
first either.
yeah.
I was like, no, I need to Google this. I need to confirm this.
And
It's like I gotta see somebody other than CNN, Fox News, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, somebody outside of that circle reporting it before I believe it.
I saw TMZ at first, and that's why I was like, that's how I knew it was legit, because they don't mess around with things like that. When it comes to breaking news like this, like with Kobe Bryant and stuff, they do a really good job of being accurate. So when I saw TMZ report it, I was like, dang. But hey, she died in her sleep. That's like the best way to go. If you're going to die, that's probably the best way to go. You go to bed thinking all is good, and then you just never wake up again.
Unless you have really good plans the next day.
Yeah.
True. That's true. I'd be mad as hell. Like, what if it was like December 16th and you got plans to go see Spider-Man the next day, No Way Home, and then you
that would
just
suck.
never wake up again, and then you're in heaven. Like, what the hell?
Or like December 17th, and the next day is a Secret Santa day.
Yeah, right? Or like, I mean, I bet you the Pabst Blue Ribbon Twitter guy probably wished he had not woken up with some of the things that he decided to go off on, but
I
No,
know.
he's on like a 4 to 5 day binge right now.
no, they he's fired as far as I know from the reports. That dude is no longer with the company, which is I've had some interactions with him, and I didn't see the descent to madness coming, but over the past couple weeks, I guess the signs were there, because like if you follow their Twitter, they're getting more and more edgier. And then that morning I woke up to see something about like eating ass, and I was like, oh, all right, we're doing this. And then I didn't think anything of it, and then I saw people posting about it, and then it got deleted, and I was like, no, that was real. Like, I saw it with my own eyes. Like, this was real.
Well, and it got worse too. Like when somebody's like, "Well, what's the difference between eating ass and drinking your beer?" He's like, "Go ask your mom." I'm like,
And then they
"Oh,
followed up with
wow."
and your dad, and I was like, good
Yeah.
lord. Yeah, they just no holds barred. They said a disgruntled employee got a hold
That
of
guy
it.
knew he was going out. He was just going out in a ball of flames. Like,
He's probably working
Yeah.
for- He's probably working for like Miller now or something, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably working for Anheuser-Busch, running their Twitter or something.
Did you see
Because
what,
he's legit. I mean, that guy was, as a beer company, a big beer company, he had some funny ass tweets, man. That
Oh,
guy
yeah.
he's got a hell of a following on there. He created a hell of a following on that account.
yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you're right. Like some other company scooped him up, and this January 1st was going to be his last day, and he's like, fuck
I'm
it.
out of here.
He's
I mean,
running-
yeah.
the penthouse Twitter now?
Yeah. Is there such a thing, Lauren?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
I bet you if you go look, she's following it.
I'm gonna go look right now. And I'm gonna see followed by Lauren.
Check out Bang
Or like-
Brothers too. She's probably following that one.
Slim was
Nope,
it Slapping
Penthouse
to the
has a
Slim
Twitter.
Jim company. They commented like, "Is legal off for the holidays?"
Oh, I
Mm.
saw that. Yes. Yep, they do indeed have a Twitter, and they have 697,000 followers. I'm kind of disappointed they don't have like 69,000, but whatever.
And Lauren's one of them.
She is. Actually, what is this? Josh.
Crypto Josh.
Doobie Doo has the only other thing he retweets. What? Yeah.
But I do have a little beer news about Betty White while we're on Betty White.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, here we go. So, Commerce Street Brewery in Mineral Point, Wisconsin, does one of those things where it's like you can buy a beer for your friend, like next time they're here, and then they put the person's name up on a chalkboard. So, somebody had pre-purchased a beer for Betty White because her late husband is actually from that town, and he's even buried in that town, and it's a small town, and the husband has deep roots. So they're like, oh, Betty White might come back, and if she does, and she comes here, there's a beer on me. Well, up to like 42 other people bought her a beer, and this was before she passed. And now they're still allowing you to buy beers for Betty, but they're taking all the money at the end of January and they're going to donate it to an animal charity in her behalf.
Hey,
But they
that's
also
awesome.
do have a beer called Blonde Betty, and it is a blonde ale.
I love a good
Nice.
story. That's a good story.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's really cool that it started before she passed. And like there was a couple of things I saw, that people had shared about her. Like, for one, when somebody dies at 99 and people say too soon, like that was a good person.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
And two, everyone told her they loved her before she left. And like, there's so many like famous people you like forget about them and then they die and you're like, oh man, I love that person. But like Betty White was like a national treasure all her years.
Yeah.
She was a
at
Golden
least as
Girl.
long
The
right,
last
and
of
that's
the
how I
Golden
was
Girls.
obviously introduced to her was the Golden Girls, and then she was on Mary Tyler Moore's show before that, I believe. She was on something like
Man, I can't hear that name without singing Weezer. And you're Mary
Mary Ty-
Tyler
Oh,
Moore.
yeah.
I don't care what they say about us anyways.
But yeah, she's on one of those older shows, but she's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah. Well, that's part of her lore, right? Like for the past decade, it seems like people's been posting shit about her dying or her outliving, Christ and the Grim Reaper and whatever memes she's a part of now. So that for me, in the world that we're in now with social media and everything, that's part of who she is, right? Like some of these kids only know her by that. Like they've never
You think
watched.
she's hanging out with Tupac?
Guaranteed.
Like she's out here
They have
smoking
like a
spliff
Martha
in heaven
Stewart,
with
Snoop
Tupac,
Dogg
man.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Should probably help her roll the fat ones.
Yeah, cooking with
But
Pac,
Golden
baby.
Girls has come back in like popularity recently.
Mhm.
Like people are like binging it again, and she's done stuff with Ryan Reynolds, and she did all sorts of funny stuff. And I heard he
Oh, yeah.
actually paid money out of his own pocket to wear a Golden Girls shirt in the Deadpool movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those. That's one of the shows that I don't know that it's ever going to die off. Like
Oh, no.
it always makes its turnaround where they reinvent it and broadcast it or stream it or somebody else buys the rights to it and puts it on their platform, and just kind of interesting how that one works.
I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I have some Corona news.
Corona. Wait, the beer or the or the virus?
Oh, well, it's
We've
actually
talked
about
enough
the-
about the disease.
It's about the beer, actually.
Okay.
Nice.
We're talking a little news here. So, have you ever just been out on the beach or sitting at home in the winter and wishing that you had a beer that was full of vitamin D in it?
Yes.
Well, because Corona is coming out with a Corona Sunbrew, which is a 0.0% non-alcoholic beer that is going to be infused with vitamin D. And they are using the same 0.0 marketing as Heineken. And then each bottle is going to contain 30% of your daily vitamin D servings. Which is, yeah. They're launching it in Canada first, though. So, you're not... Which makes sense, because Canada's like
Less
the one
money.
place where they all need vitamin D, because it's winter upon winter. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, you say they're launching in Canada. I guess that makes some sense. I'm all for non-alcoholic beers. In fact, I came across quite a few breweries are starting to do, like even Brooklyn breweries got a whole non-alcoholic line. But who drinks Corona when
yeah.
they're not in the sun and you're getting enough vitamin D then?
Do you think that Vin Diesel's going to be pounding non-alcoholic Coronas when he's taking down whatever thing he's taking down in Fast 10?
Maybe when he's drinking in his car in space.
Dom Toretto's like, you can have anything you want as long as it's a Corona. But Dom, this
So
one's... What about this
stupid.
one with vitamin D? He's like, we live in California, idiot.
It's like Sunny D. This is the kids who drink Sunny D are now going to be drinking this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be giving my kids 0.0% alcohol Corona. Be like, look, they need their vitamin D, all right? I'm going to pack it in their lunch and let their teacher unpack it and see what happens.
Well, Patrick says, don't be asking questions when you see me having a breakfast beer.
That's true. Look,
He's
I'm
got
just
a
trying
point.
to get 30% of my daily vitamin D, all right? It's the middle of winter. I'm looking a little pale. I'm flush.
Some beer mosa with some orange juice. I bet you
Yeah.
Corona with,
Got
Cor-
C and D.
yeah, with Corona and some orange juice.
Corona and
Somebody will do it.
It's bound
Guaranteed
to
somebody will do
happen.
it.
Oh, yeah. It's bound to happen.
Yep. Can we get a marketing out on that? Let's post something on that so we own the rights to it real quick.
We're gonna create
Your
an NFT.
Yeah, NFT with Corona vitamin D and orange juice.
Yes.
I'm still not sure what that is yet. We've got to get Josh back on to talk
I
real
still don't understand it
nerdy
either, but
shit.
My brother texted me. He was like, "You really should get a Hops News NFT. You'd probably sell a bunch, and I would even buy one." And I'm like, "What? I don't know what this means. Like, I know, like, to me, the concept of an NFT is just a picture that you can just copy and paste. So, like, why is somebody? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's why we need Josh. We've got to get Josh, the crypto geek, on. And
Here's the deal. If somebody's willing to pay millions of dollars for a picture of Hops News, I am not turning them down by any means.
we'll make whatever you want.
Look, I don't care what it is. You want to pay how much for? All right, cool. Then we can finally like kind of
You can go check-
jobs and
you
turn
can go-
this into something
You can go check out our feet pictures on OnlyFans.
for real.
You know, y'all keep talking about it, but I haven't seen any action.
I know. I swear we need to do it. It's like in the Feeling Lucky chat on Facebook Messenger. That was part of the conversation today. We were messing around with Nick traveling to Nashville, and Marty said something about a girl or something like that, and I said, well, that, you're just $20 from a date with an OnlyFriends girl. I mean, why spend all that money to go to Nashville? And Marty's like, what? Like, man, what rock have you been under?
You talking about OnlyFans?
Like, what is he?
I don't
You
know.
about OnlyFans, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. Well, before this goes too astray, Sweetwater
Too
Brewing
late.
Company has been real busy. They apparently acquired Green Flash and Alpine Brewery, which both make fantastic IPAs. And they just opened a brewery in Fort Collins, Colorado. They overtook Red Truck Brewing's location, and they said they will have an outdoor beer garden by early April so they can, quote, throw down for 420, end quote.
Hell yeah.
So
they
wait
get
a
the
minute.
hell out of Georgia.
Sweetwater bought Green Flash?
Yeah, and Alpine. Which Green
Wow.
Flash I haven't seen in a while. Like when I first started getting into beer, like those were IPAs that I like bought, regularly at Total Wine or whatever. And Alpine, I mean, their Hoppy Birthday was like a coveted beer.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they bought both of them.
Interesting. So our facility out here in Virginia Beach is the old Green Flash Brewery.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Interesting.
Well, all these breweries. Well, and also there was a Deschutes Brewery. I didn't read where it was. I wasn't even going to share this. That is closing one of their tap rooms. They're not closing everything, but a lot of these breweries that were big at first, they're having a hard time competing with tiny little independent breweries now, because a lot of people are, oh, I'm just going to go to this tiny one, and so these craft breweries that were doing really good in the beginning are kind of having to pull back a little.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. Mash, when you do the thing out there with Bottle Share on Saturday, you need to do a stream or something from Hops News.
Yeah, so it's taking place Monday night from
Monday night.
6 to 10 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'll see if I can't stream a little bit from there, and I'll get some videos or something of the event regardless. But I'll see
Yeah.
if I can't actually get a little streaming action going.
Yeah, talk to the owner of the brewery or something.
Well, I've already done that before.
Yep.
Paige, we've talked to her a couple times, and Mike.
Yeah.
So we know the owners, and we've interviewed them before a couple times. So I don't think they'd have any problem with that whatsoever. They're actively wanting us to promote the event, which
Yeah.
we've been doing. So I know there's actually a good amount of people that are going because I'm a part of this Boise beer group that I've pimped it out to, and a lot of people are like, "We're going to be there." I've got a table, and I've got like the runner. I've got like a bunch of stuff that Chris sent me, so to hand out and things too. So yeah, I'll get some good content.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, they were the brewery you interviewed, like in
Yeah,
2020.
Oh god, it was awful though. Like that was
Because it was
not-
hot.
It was hot, and I was like, just didn't have the right stuff. So if I can ever have a redo, I'd like to redo that moment. But
You should tell them, be like, look, that was our first interview. We know we got this now, kind of.
That and we had Paige on the show though before we actually could do video. So that was
Right.
wow, that was 2020. Jesus, that was forever
Yeah,
ago.
that was like the beginning of it
Wow.
too. Yeah,
We've been at this. Do you realize we're almost at 2 years?
that's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy.
COVID's still a thing.
Yeah.
We're still here. And
Still
only-
talking shit about it.
we've each met each other, just not all together. Like you've met Jay, I've met you, but me and Jay haven't been in the same room together yet.
Yeah.
And Jay met Lucky, yeah.
Jay met Lucky.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe this year we'll get to go to GABF and get to kick it together. Who knows?
Here's hoping.
Fuck. Yeah. That would
I'm
be
keeping
cool.
an eye out
October.
for when they let you apply for press passes.
Yeah.
We meet all the requirements. We've got the website, and we've got over 6,000 Instagram followers, so we meet the requirements. So I'm just waiting for them to put up the link, and it's the first weekend in October, which is right before my birthday too. So perfect time of year. And hell yeah!
I'm a little bit torn though. It's like if we get that opportunity, that's a great opportunity to make a lot of content,
Oh yeah.
right? Or it's just a fucking great opportunity to go out there and get sloppy, shit-faced,
Well,
drunk,
hold
and
on,
not
hold
create any
We should-
content.
Each take a turn to be the responsible one. Not
I
the
was gonna
sober
say,
one,
Yes.
but the responsible
I
one.
was gonna say this is a chance actually to do a like kind of twofold, right? So not only do you get to drink a ton of beer, but you're also mingling with a lot of the brewers, and we might even
Mhm.
know a good amount of the brewers that are going to be there already.
Yeah.
Like we have a hub, we have Mobcraft, and we have Lady Justice. They're in Denver, so we have a couple of hubs too, so we can potentially host a meet. Like there, you got me
Ooh, a
like
Hops
thinking
News past guest meet and greet?
we get a whole
Yeah.
like meetup
At
like a big
Mobcraft?
meetup live in person. Like you got me thinking big time now. Like my brain's running
Good.
with this, but
Good.
there's a lot of opportunity there.
We need to get some Hops News hats.
Oh yeah, we do. I was thinking
Ooh.
beanies, like for geeks. I texted Lauren. I was like, we need to get some beanies too, like beanies.
I'm like, I wear a
hat.
beanie maybe
Yeah,
once a year
she
when I
thought-
travel.
She was like, I don't wear beanies. I was like, just for you, fool. Like to sell. Like, come on. 'Cause
I wear
like
hats
beanies.
anytime I'm in the sun.
Yeah.
But I like
Hats would be
the
fun.
I think they're called dad hats. I like that style of hat.
Dad hats.
Like the da-
They're
the
like
truck- I like the
softer
trucker
on the
hat.
top. No, not the trucker hat, because the trucker hat's big up front.
Yeah, I like those. I don't know. Baseball, like not
I
strictly
don't know.
baseball. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're
Dad.
talking about. Like a
I don't.
I'm wearing dad.
What are
They're
they
kind
called?
of like when you buy them, they already look a little worn, kind of, but they're soft on top.
It's
yeah.
vintage, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's vintage looking. Yeah, my Miami Dolphins one even has the vintage logo. It's real vintage.
Speaking
Nice.
of beanies, Chris in the chat asked how I liked my new beanie, and man, that is one of the most comfortable beanies that I've owned. So, Chris was kind enough to send me some bottle share swag. So I have a hoodie, which is beyond comfortable. I got a shirt, and I got a beanie, and man, I love wearing beanies. I was out there wearing it the other day. Oh, that thing is mighty, mighty comfortable. So, y'all should get on that if you wear beanies. But the hoodies, I love the hoodie. I've been wearing it around like every day since I got it.
Yeah, you looked real cozy in that picture.
It was nice, and I'm gonna be swagging out on Monday. Swagged out.
And you better have some of those Hops Geek News stickers too.
Oh, I got a ton of stickers. I'm gonna bring the sunglasses too. So I've got the sunglasses, I've got the stickers, I've got the keychains. So like, I'm bringing so much stuff to hand out between Bottle Share and Hops Geek News. To like, these people they're gonna know who.
Be like, we
they're
don't
gonna
need any
know-
more stuff.
They're gonna know who we are. I'm like, listen here. They're like, no, we don't want it. I'm like, you better take this shit right now.
You don't want it, you slap it
Take
up at your
it.
local brewery.
Yeah, just slap it everywhere, man. And I'm gonna make sure I bring a lot to pass out next Saturday too when my beer releases with Rob. So
Oh,
when I
that's
go to
awesome.
the anniversary party, I'm gonna bring a stack of stickers and be like, Oprah.
Handing shit out left and right. Matt would be the
Let me
king
get
of
some Hops News
giveaways.
ones so I can make sure I pass them around.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna know. They're gonna know all about. They're gonna know what's up. By the time I'm done with Boise, Idaho next Monday through Saturday, like that's probably gonna be the biggest listening market.
Nice.
So
That's going to be a
Here's-
challenge, Mash, because I can find out where their listeners are coming
I
from.
know. I actually do look. Orlando actually has been at the top of the list lately. Believe
Yep.
it or not.
really,
Orlando and Milwaukee right now are the two big
Yeah.
for all three shows. But yeah, I'm gonna bring Boise up there. That's my goal. Is y'all better hear.
Well, now we just need to get you to move to L.A.
I have friends. You know what? Actually, believe it or not, in about a year, should be finding out where we're going to be moving to next. And fingers crossed, it's North Carolina is the goal.
Nice.
Ah.
So we will see in about a year. Watch, they're gonna send me to like Alaska or some shit, but which I actually wouldn't be opposed to. But they're probably gonna send me to like New Mexico, which is my worst nightmare. So
Was it
There's good deer in
Goldsboro?
New Mexico.
yeah, that's about it.
Would it be Goldsboro?
Yeah, Goldsboro. And then Carrie's family lives about an hour away, so like
Yeah.
we would be living the Lauren life of, hey, take the kids because they're old enough now, and then we'll be like, hey, y'all want to meet up out in the like, where do you guys want to meet up? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I was wondering where you were gonna go with the Lauren life. I'm like, I don't live in a desert.
No, it's like if I'm living in North Carolina, we're just dropping the kids off and
Yeah.
where you
Yes.
going?
It's like we're
Yeah.
done.
Well, yesterday, like my 9-year-old like called my mother-in-law, and like the next thing I know, she's at the house picking the kids up. I was like, I didn't even know this was happening.
See, that's goals. That is some damn goals. I don't know what that's like. We gotta like sell our souls to Satan to get a babysitter. So
It
that's
is
the
nice,
damn
but then like
life.
when you really need one, sometimes it doesn't always work out, and then you're like, son of a bitch.
That's why you have an 18-year-old.
Yeah, but she's got this busy schedule too. But yeah.
If you're living in my house, your schedule's free.
So
So
that I have the geeks on here. I got a question. Have you guys watched Yellowstone yet?
No.
I
No.
haven't. No.
I've been to Yellowstone. I'm actually going snowmobiling in a month at Yellowstone, but I haven't watched the show.
I was thinking Yellow Jackets. That's different shows, right?
I haven't watched
Yeah.
that one either.
Because
I
someone
will
was telling me
tell
about
ya.
that one earlier today.
I've got a good friend that's asked me for over a year. Have you watched Yellowstone? Man, you need to watch Yellowstone. Have you watched Yellowstone?
Good.
No, I haven't watched
Got a pretty
Yellowstone.
star-studded cast. It's got like Kevin Costner in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So with the illness, we started binging Yellowstone like not even a week ago, and we're already through. We're on the 4th season now.
Damn.
Man,
Wait, they have 4 seasons already? I feel like that show just started.
yeah, I will tell you right now, that is a fucking pretty awesome show. If you guys ever do an episodes on Yellowstone, let me know. I'd love to be a part of it, and if nothing more, for the opportunity to rewatch them all again and try to remember them a little bit more. But I'm not much of a show watcher because I typically don't have the time to do it. But being sick, I've had to find something to occupy my time. Holy fuck. Yellowstone is worth the time that you're going to spend watching it. It is a crazy show.
Nice. I have heard good things about it. It's just always such a commitment to get into a new show. You're like, because you know
It
once you
also
start it and it's
frightens
good, you're not going to want to stop.
There's
Yeah.
something intimidating about it too. Almost, I feel like I get like anxious. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's just my anxiety, but I'm like, you start a new show and then it's like I need to know how it ends. I don't know. I'm like you, Lauren. It's like big commitment.
Well, for me, I'm not a big fan of Westerns, right? Like I don't think I've ever watched a Western that I have just been like, man,
Fistful
this
of
is
Dollars.
But
I
Tombstone.
liked Fistful of Dollars or
yeah,
Tombstone.
Tombstone, but those aren't shows. Those aren't like
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Right, yeah.
year-long commitments, right? I mean, those are, this is a show that the season, well, until now, if you watch a season, it's going to take you a quarter to watch it, right? At least,
Right.
typically in TV and in the times that we were. But yeah, that was always the, I just never watched a Western show, but I will tell you right now, Tombstone, if you haven't watched that and you like binge watching like the Breaking Bads and those crazy ass shows like that, just do yourself a favor and watch the first 4 episodes of season 1. If you're not hooked after that, you're not gonna be, but holy shit, it is a wild ride.
Huh. Well, I mean, if you compare it to Breaking Bad, I feel like you sold me.
Oh yeah,
See,
it's
I didn't like Breaking Bad, so that didn't sound.
Did you
good.
finish Breaking Bad?
what?
Just
How do
never
you
got
not
into
like
it.
Breaking
Halfway through
Bad?
Season 3, and I was like,
So you didn't finish it.
no, because I didn't even like it. So why am I gonna finish something?
But
I
you
don't
can't have an
even like?
opinion if you didn't finish it.
I have an opinion. I went halfway through the series, and I was like, this just isn't doing it for me.
That's a
And
moot
the thing
opinion.
Is I was even deployed, so I had nothing better to do than watch TV shows, and that's how I know it's not good to me. I was deployed.
No, Breaking Bad is like
Yeah.
really good.
Well, I told our son in a message on Facebook, I think it was last night. asked him if he'd watched it, and he's like, "No, not yet." I said, "You need to. It is the Breaking Bad of the West. Like, it is holy shit good. Yeah, it's good. If you haven't watched it, if you guys decide to watch it sometime and do an episode and want somebody to chat with you, let me know, because I'd love to talk about it. It's a pretty cool show."
Nice.
I'm sure we could. I'm sure we could. I'm not opposed.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think that there's it's one of those, the premise behind it is kind of the Indians and reservation life against the people that took the land, against people that are looking to progress even further. So it's pretty interesting because it's just not one side against the other. But the storyline is, develops pretty rapidly, and it's just kind of fun how it plays out. But
This hand's rated E for everybody.
yep, yeah. And I will tell you, there's one character on there. Her name is Beth. You'll learn about her very early in the first couple of episodes. Holy fuck, she is. She runs it all. I mean, she is the one that makes everything happen. So, pretty good show. Pretty good show for sure. Give it a whirl. If you haven't watched it, just watch the first couple of episodes and let me know what you think.
Fair.
Will
I'll
do.
try anything twice.
Yeah. See, my issue is I'll get into a show, and the only time I can really watch a show by myself is when everybody else is asleep. And so then the next thing I know, it's like 2:30 in the morning,
God.
and I'm like, just one more episode.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then
Man.
the kids have no respect for that.
Well, we started watching it here so the family was here between Christmas and New Year's here at the apartment in Virginia Beach. So we started watching it together here. And we've got through the first 3 episodes, or the first 3 seasons while they were here. And Apple's got a cool thing now. The, what do they call that? Watch party, I think is what it's called, or something like that.
Oh, like Disney kind of has a group watch feature.
Yeah. So you can do that now on Apple devices, and my wife and I have done it for I think the first 2
Oh my
episodes of
gosh,
season
that's so
4.
cute. It's like you're together. So
Yeah.
adorable.
So
We tried
it's-
to do that, and it didn't work on Disney Plus.
Yeah, we did try. Lauren and I did try that once.
Oh, it doesn't work on Disney Plus?
Well, okay. So I guess my PlayStation 4 wouldn't do it, but my phone would do it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We'll have to try it again at some point, but
If you don't want to watch a whole movie on your phone.
no. We were doing it for a commentary, yeah. And
Yeah.
For whatever reason,
Ah.
I didn't want to work from my PlayStation 4, but don't worry, I got a PS5 because I'm a baller like that. So we can try it through there next.
That's right. You got a PS5 for Christmas, didn't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. We forgot to mention the biggest thing. Guys, what are we doing here when we could be at Lambeau Field because your boy is a Green Bay Packers owner? I am an NFL team owner.
You gonna fly us out?
only. We are going to be in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Wisconsin, which we always know, the home of the spotted cow, the delicious, delicious spotted cow. Not to mention a lot of other great beers and food. We can just binge beer and cheese curds for about a week and watch football.
I love cheese, but not cheese curds.
Oh,
They're
they
chewy.
got you want cheese? They got every kind of cheese, and they got all the best.
Actually, the
beers.
first time I ever tried cheese curds was in some little town in North Carolina.
No, you didn't have good cheese curds. I'm sorry. You didn't try
It
whiskey.
was like this
curds.
cheese
Sorry.
factory or something. I
We
think it
have
was
a
like an
cheese
hour
factory in
outside
this
of
town.
Boone.
Yep.
It's not, nope, not the same. Sorry, nope.
Ash County or something like that, probably.
I'm trying to think what we
It's not the same.
did that day.
So, Mash, now that you have a PS5, are you like mining crypto and helium or what?
Nah, I'm playing video games about 98 hours of the day. Like I've just been playing. Like I just played Guardians of the Galaxy and beat that. I've been playing a lot of NHL and Madden, of course. And yeah, I've been playing Last of Us. Yeah, I've just been playing video games. The wife's like, "You want to hang out?" So I'm like, "I'll watch something." And then it's like, I'm in the room playing video games, and it was actually kind of fun because the 6-year-old likes to sit and watch me play Guardians of the Galaxy. So like, he'll sit in there and watch me play that, and I'll kind of teach him how to play a little bit. So that's all I've been doing. And then on Sundays, I use it for Sunday Ticket, of course. You know, I watch the Red Zone channel.
Nice. So, what's what is helium, anyways? Is that something we need to get Josh involved in?
Oh wait, you're not talking about the gas? I thought we were talking about gas here. Helium's a crypto too. What the hell?
Something, right?
I can't keep up with this shit, man.
I don't know. We're
I
against
barely
helium.
got out of high school. I joined the military because I'm not smart enough for this shit. What do you think?
Well, Josh definitely knows because Lauren said she's against helium. So
Well, I mean, like we
She's looking
don't
for
buy
balloons.
balloons.
Yes, you're speaking like I was, like helium
Yeah.
balloons and stuff, not like cryptocurrency. I don't know.
No, I can ask Josh. I have no idea if there's a crypto
I was like,
for
are we
that or
getting
whatever.
high? Like, what's going on? You guys want to party?
No, helium is a vital asset that they use to like make life-saving devices, and NASA uses it. And then it's a finite resource, and we stick it in
gonna say,
balloons
yeah.
and sell it to kids and use
We use it
squeaky
for kids'
voices. It's
birthday
just ridiculous.
parties.
Yeah, I haven't bought a balloon for my kids in well over 8 years, I think,
If
and
we
they're all
buy
still
balloon-
happy and alive.
If we buy
It'll be okay.
balloons, I blow it up with my own breath. Don't normal people do that too? Like, and then we pop them, and then we
yeah.
Right, and
don't
then you
buy
talk
balloons
like,
anymore either.
well, then you sing, well, we are the Lollipop Guild. We represent the Lollipop Guild. So Patrick just said, I have to find a cheese factory that has its curd day posted so you can get them fresh and still warm. If I ever go to Wisconsin, I will try every cheese there is. I freaking love cheese. Oh, and actually, I have my beer cheese soup video ready to go that I finished
Oh, yeah. Let's go
just
watch
before
that.
we went on.
Ooh, oh, we
Yeah.
gonna go watch it. Let's go.
Let's go watch some
Roll
beer.
the tape.
Here we go.
So here's your step-by-step guide on making beer cheese soup. Step 1, grab a beer you can drink while cooking. Step 2, gather your ingredients. You need 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, a fourth a cup of half and half, a fourth a cup of any kind of light beer, 2 cups of block cheese, a tablespoon of salt, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a few dashes of Worcestershire I'm
Mm.
sauce.
Mm-hmm.
labeling the ingredients right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use block cheese, so your next step is to grind the cheese. Next, you're going to want to very slowly melt your butter on low heat and make sure it does not brown. Next, slowly stir in the flour with a fork. Stirring in the flour can be very slow, so it is nice to have somebody there to help you. Or just to entertain you. It took a long time. Way longer than I expected. It was really good. It was delicious. Next, you pour the half and half in and just keep stirring. To get home from school
Just
to tell
keep
me how we made it, so
stirring.
I could do the voiceover. Next, pour in 1/4 a cup of beer. I need to explain to Jay why I used fat
Is there
tire.
a fat time? Hey,
Mhm.
Okay, that was. I feel like I should explain it when
And
we
little
go
by
back
little,
to
start
Yeah.
sprinkling that cheese.
That was not intentional.
Yeah.
Then sprinkle
Sure
a
it
little bit of
wasn't.
Worcestershire sauce.
it's like you're off
So
the
I wanted to
ship.
get New Belgium accumulation, and they only sold it
And
in a
sprinkle
12
in a
pack.
little bit of
And so it
garlic
was a
powder
beer I
and a
was
little
willing
bit
to
of
cook
salt.
with instead of drink. But I even laughed when I pulled it out. I'm like, oh, he's gonna think I'm like trolling him.
At this point, you actually have beer cheese dip. So if you want
Yeah.
to stop here, you can. Just grab some bread
because
and
if you
dip
heard
away.
the voiceover, it's because I'm adding more. And now you add more.
If
beer
you're going
and
forward
cream
and
in.
making soup, then you're going to want a little more cream and you're going to want a little more beer.
Packers playoff.
So what I'll do now that
At this
I
point,
did
it's kind of
put-
just personal
so
preference, and
Jay's,
feel free to
kimchi
taste test as
recipe,
you
and
go.
then you had
But
a
don't
whole
forget,
article
just
you wrote
keep
about cooking with beer.
stirring,
So
just
both of
keep
those are under the
stirring.
cooking with beer section on the website now, and I'll add this with a link to the video starting here. Yeah. And then if you want to write up something about your brine, I can do the same thing, and I can link that to that.
To add a little
episode and
extra
have
something
it
at the end,
start.
feel free to sprinkle some
at that point.
Parmesan. Then garnish with a little bit of bread, a delicious
And I already
beer,
have a
and if you
link to
have
Hot
any,
Barons
sprinkle a
on
little
there,
Hot
too.
Barons
My God,
badass
are we
rub on top.
professional or what?
Cheers.
Look at
We're
that.
trying.
Look at that. Somebody.
We couldn't write a cookbook. I have to say thank you to my mom for the recipe, and thank you to my daughter, because those are the hands that are stirring the whole time. Those are Kaylee's.
And I'm just picking up the beer.
So some
So I
child
really-
labor.
No, she's 18.
Oh,
It
there
is
you go.
adult labor.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. That is adult labor. For
Yep.
real though, I think
she's
we
earning
can
her
get a
keep
market
around
for
here
a beer cookbook. I think we should make a Hops News beer cookbook.
There we go.
with
bet you we
Hot
could do
Barons,
this.
obviously.
Oh,
Yep.
a collab cookbook with Hop.
So I took a sip of the beer cheese soup, and I'm like, this is fantastic. What will make it a little bit better? And I just sprinkled a little bit of that badass on top, and it was so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But-
I'm definitely going to have to try that recipe soon.
Yes, and I will post that on the website tomorrow, so you'll have it written down as well as the video. And I do want to say to anybody who is watching that, I did just explain to Jay, I did not use a Fat Tire to troll him. I wanted the New Belgium Accumulation IPA that they do every Christmas, and I could only find it in a 12-pack. And Fat Tire was a beer that I was willing to pour into a thing and boil it rather than drink it. So, and the beer was the cheese soup was absolutely so good. So good. It does take a minute, and you do have to keep stirring, though. But well worth it.
I would still eat it, even though it had some Fat Tire in it.
You can do it with Yingling. Any kind of light beer works,
I
honestly.
like to cook with Sam Adams Boston Lager, so I get you.
Yeah. PBR is also a good one to use. I've had Mellow Mushroom uses PBR in their beer cheese dip.
Why would you waste PBR in food?
I don't know.
That's the only way you can stomach it. I don't know.
Because if not, it's like eating ass.
And? Like that's a bad thing?
You just don't go ass to mouth.
You never go.
Oh, leave it to Lauren. Leave it to Lauren to be the
She
one to
brought us
cross
there.
that line. Yeah. Matt, what do we had to look forward to in parting shots?
Yes. So, on Geeks, we just did a best of 21. We have that. We have a Ted Lasso episode coming out next week. We are about to link up with Steve, who wrote another comic book. We're going to talk to him, probably drop it as a bonus episode. I just wrote up an article about the recent Flash rumors with the DC universe, so go ahead and check that out on our website. I also have a Cobra Kai season 4 review article coming out, so check those. Other than that, Monday night, 6 to 10 p.m., I will be at Payette Brewing Company on behalf of Bottle Share doing some really cool, exciting things. And then next Saturday, I'm dropping a beer in a brewery for the Woodland Empire 8th anniversary episode. So, pretty exciting. Be on the lookout. I'm going to create some videos, do some live streaming probably as well. And, just living life, man.
Nice. Always good stuffs out of the geeks. Go check those guys out. Definitely hats off to Lauren with the
Killed it
update
with the
to the
website, man.
Yeah. It's looking like we're almost professional again.
We're profesh.
Lauren, parting shots. What do we had to look forward to?
Matt summed up Geeks pretty well. The only other thing, I'm just working on the website, trying to get it as user-friendly as possible. I will figure out how to make that one bar smaller in a different color, but I mean, it's like an addiction. Once Josh showed me how to do a few things, I was like, I didn't want to stop. I just kept wanting to work on it. So, I mean, I'm going to try to, find my old beer schools and write up, because I kind of stopped writing the articles when we didn't have the website really up and running. So I'm hoping to organize all those, write some more articles to correlate to the older beer schools. I reached out to Brewwitch, hopefully she can start, because she writes great articles. Lucky wrote some hilarious articles, when we first started. So, I mean, maybe he'll get back up and write some articles as well, but should be great. So yeah, that's it. Check it out, hopsnews.beer, and let us know if you have any suggestions, questions, what you'd like to see on the website. And stay tuned for more recipes too.
I think we're going to change Lauren's title. She's going to become the webmaster instead of the professor.
Funk Master Flex.
There we go.
Did you just do it just now?
Yeah, that's quite a feat, because that's something we've tried to do in the past with somebody else that was just atrocious. Didn't work out the way we wanted it to. Hoppy or Lauren said, "Let me take a stab at it." I will tell you guys, even WordPress today is not as simple as it used to be. So. Definitely hats off to Lauren for pulling that up, and I would expect that we continue to see changes and updates and improvements to that website. I know we probably need to pay for some graphics to be done, to be updated and that sort of thing, so it flows right. There's some things on there that obviously we need to figure out, but night and day difference from what it was a week ago, that's for sure. So appreciate you, Lauren. Great job with that. Always great contents. What's that?
I said it's not code, so don't give me too much credit. But yeah,
I'm not may as well be.
Code.
May as well be. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Go check out the Feeling Lucky crew. I think those guys are gallivanting throughout the countryside looking for brides. I told them good luck. Probably not going to have much luck knowing those two, but definitely good luck to them. Again, if you've listened to some previous episodes of Feeling Lucky, go pat Big Daddy on the back. He's still a little bit sore from his accident with his dream car and everything that happened with that. So good content from those guys over there. Appreciate you tuning in. Stay tuned. Updates to the website. Obviously, hope to get back on track on Wednesday nights. Back here in action, maybe a GABF tour, maybe a Tennessee tour, and possibly a Virginia Beach weekend or something lined up in the spring. So check us out in the family if you're interested in being a part of that. We will definitely do something this year.
Yes.
I think we just have to accept that COVID is going to be a part of our life wherever we go. We could wait until 2032 for us to get together and do something, and it'll still be a COVID issue. So we'll do something this year without a doubt. Not sure where it will be, but we'll have a weekend somewhere. So if you're interested to be a part of it, check us out in the family. Appreciate everybody that's there and a part of that. And stay safe, be well, take your damn zinc, and whatever fucking airborne chew that you're going to chew, do that as well.
Vitamins.
Sick. Peace.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Sweet. Lauren, I sent you the invite. I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah, I'm smoked already. All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Later.
All right. Feel better.
Yeah,
See you
thank
next
you.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.